What's going on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. My name is Hugo. I'm currently 17 years old and I've been studying finances since I was about 14. The purpose of this channel is to help you guys out, the viewers, on your journeys to financial freedom, and to also document mine and share what I've learned thus far in my journey. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what exactly is the stock market? The stock market is basically where investors go to purchase shares of companies. And these shares are called stocks or equities. Stocks are issued by companies to raise capital in order to fund new projects or to expand the business. So now you guys have an idea of what the stock market is. I want to get into how to buy stocks, and that's where brokerages come in. There's physical brokerages like Charles Schwab, and there's also online brokerages now like M1 Finance and Robinhood. And these brokerages are basically the same. The only difference being brokerages like Charles Schwab will charge you a commission to trade with them to buy and sell stocks, whilst these online brokerages like M1 Finance don't charge you a commission to buy and sell. So now let's get into some types of investments you guys can buy in the stock market. Number one, stocks. Pretty straightforward, just shares of companies. The cool thing is that some stocks offer dividends, which I will get into in another video. Next up, bonds. Bonds is basically when you, the investor, loans money to another entity, typically government or it can be a city. And they pay you guys interest on top of your principal amount that you gave them. Bonds are typically considered safer bets or safer investments. Next up, mutual funds. Mutual funds are considered a safe investment as well. Think of it like this. A bunch of people put money in a basket and then they give that basket a professional to take care of it for them. And after that, index funds. Index funds basically track an underlying asset. It's like the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones. There's an index fund for basically any industry like the tech industry or the medical industry. Index funds are similar to mutual funds, with the only difference being that they're not run by a professional. And then there's exchange traded funds, which are basically the same thing as index funds, with the only thing being they can be traded like stocks. So now that you guys know a couple of investments that can be made in the stock market, I want to get into some stock market lingo or vocabulary you guys might come across when you guys are doing research. So number one, going long. And what this means is that you're betting the price of a stock is going to go up over time. For example, if I say I'm going long on Google, I'm betting that the price of Google is going to go up over time. So a bull market is basically when everything is going up, because when a bull strikes, a bull typically strikes with his head up. So whenever you guys hear bull market or bullish, just think of everything going up. Bear market means that everything is going down, because when a bear strikes, it strikes with his paws down. So when you guys hear bullish or bearish, just think going down. Simple. Next up, volatility. Volatility is basically how often the price of a stock or an investment goes up and down. A good example of this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price fluctuates like crazy. Just the other day, the price went down thousands in 15 minutes. It's crazy. Next up, an IPO, or an initial public offering. And what this is basically when a company that's private decides to go public on the stock exchange to be traded by investors like yourself and me. And that's it. That's an IPO. Next up, blue chip. Whenever you guys hear blue chip, think of an established company like Facebook, Target, Amazon, these big companies. So blue chip basically means an established company. So market cap is basically the total market value being traded right now on the stock exchange as we speak, or shares currently being traded on the stock market. So a good way to find the market cap is basically find out how many shares are currently being traded on the stock market and how much those shares are going for, and multiply them by each other. For example, if there's 20 million shares of a certain company being traded at $100 a share, you multiply that and that comes up to 2 billion. So the market cap for that company is $2 billion. That's it. Last but not least, points. Whenever you guys hear points, just think money. So for example, in the news, when somebody says the S&P 500 went down 500 points, that means the company went down $500. And that's basically points. That's the end of the video, you guys. I just want to say thank you for everybody for sticking through to the end. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the YouTube algorithm so that this video can be reached by other people. And thank you guys. Have a great day and beat the odds, do the numbers. I'm out. Peace.